The World Baseball Classic rosters have been released. We're very excited because that means it's coming up, which means that we get to go to a game because that's what we're going to do. If you're there in Phoenix at the U.S. versus England game, come find us. We would love to say hello. Anyway,
Correct.
we wanted to go down some of the rosters. Let's start first with, we're going to start with Pool C with the United States. Okay, this is what we have. This is as of 4 days ago, so that would have been the 9th, February the 9th.
Yeah.
Okay, because we do know there's been a couple changes. We'll get there when we get there. Catching, we have JT Realmuto, Will Smith, and Kyle Higashioka. First base, Pete Alonso, Paul Goldschmidt. Second base, only Jeff McNeil. Third base, Nolan Arenado, Bobby Witt Jr. Shortstop, Tim Anderson, Trey Turner. Outfield, Mookie Betts, Cedric Mullins, Mike Trout, Kyle Tucker, Kyle Schwaba. As far as pitching goes, we know as of today that Nestor Cortez is not going to be on the roster because he has a hamstring issue, which is a bummer. I was looking forward to maybe having a chance to get to see him, but
no kidding.
I don't think it was meant to be. But anyway, other than him, we'll have Merrill Kelly, Clayton Kershaw, Nick Martinez, Miles Mikolas, Brady Singer, Adam Wainwright, Lance Lynn, Jason Adam, Daniel Bard, David Bednar, Kendall Graveman, Kendall Graveman, Adam Ottavino, Ryan Presley, Brooks Raley, and Devin Williams. That roster is stacked.
It is filthy.
There is legitimately one team in this field that I think can compete with that, and we will get there.
Yeah, and it's not Great Britain.
Definitely not. Go ahead with Canada, Brig.
Yeah, I'm going to do Canada. Okay, position players on the Canadian team. Bo Naylor, who plays for Cleveland. Andrew Yerzy, catcher. He doesn't play anywhere. Except for the Canadian team. I'm just kidding. They have 3 catchers they're carrying. Bo Naylor, Andrew Yerzy, Kellen Deglan. First base, Frederick Freeman.
I'm honestly a little confused by that. Sorry,
go ahead.
Totally.
No, I'm totally confused. He just didn't get an invite by Team USA, so he decided to go back to his great grandfather or whatever is allowed, and that's how he got on the Canadian
And I think
team.
he could have gone 2 more if he needed to, based on the rules.
It's like 1 billion degrees or whatever. Anyway, they're carrying a number of non-specified infielders that are interchangeable. Abraham Toro, Otto Lopez, Eduardo Julian, and Domino Palmegiani. Pretty sure I got that right. Then they're going to do outfielders in no particular order. Tyler O'Neill, Owen Casey, Jared Young, Denzel Clark, Jacob Robinson. All of the infielders and outfielders, Robeson. All of the infielders and outfielders are currently on Major League Baseball rosters.
Except for those 2 catchers. The 2 backup catchers are not.
Yeah, I said all of the infield and outfield. But yeah, the 2 backup catchers are not.
My bad.
Yo, good. Okay. Pitching, Nick Pivetta, Cal Quantrill, Matt Bush, Indigo Diaz. What?
Matt Brash. He's
Brash.
a Mariner. Come on now, Breg. You said
what did I
say?
Oh, Brash. You got me thinking about Monty Python still, apparently. Okay. Indigo Diaz, Felipe Almont. That's a French name if I ever heard one. Noah Skiro. I don't know what that is. Cade Smith, Curtis Taylor, Mitch Bratt, Rob Z, and Trevor Brigden. Those players are all in Major League Baseball systems in the teams. These following pitchers are not currently engaged with Major League Baseball. Andrew Albers, Adam Lewin, Evan. Whoa.
Good luck.
Rutckyj. I don't know. Evan's going to be there in the bullpen for Team Canada. John Axford, RJ Freur is going to be there. This is going to devolve very quickly. Scott Matheson is also going to be there. Thank you to RJ Freur for cutting out the first 2 names. I'm sure they were just as difficult. And just going with RJ is a triumph. So thank you.
Sounds like a quarterback name, to be honest with you.
I don't know
Anyway.
what it is.
All right,
Okay.
Team Mexico. Team Mexico is going to have a pretty good team. They've got Alejandro Kirk and Austin Barnes as their catchers. First base, Rowdy Tellez. So excited again in the World Baseball Classic. Joey Menendez. And then infielders, non-specified infielders, we've got Isaac Paredes, Alan Trejo, Jonathan, or maybe that's Jonathan Aranda, Luis Urias, Ramon Urias, and then outfielders we got Luis Gonzalez, Randy Rosarina, Jaron Duran, Alec Thomas, Alex Verdugo, and Jose Cardona. Jose Cardona is the only one of that lot who is not on a big league roster. And then we also have pitchers Julio Urias, Taiwan Walker, Jose Urquidy, Patrick Sandoval, Luis Sessa, Giovanni Gallegos, Javier Assad, Adrian Martinez, Erubiel Armenta, Alan Rangel, Jojo Romero, Jake Sanchez, Jesus Cruz, Roel Ramirez. Those are all big leaguers or part of a big league system. And then the following are not. You've got Oliver Perez, Samuel Zazueta. I like that. That's fun to say. That's
nice, yeah.
Manny Barreda, Felipe Gonzalez, Victor Castaneda, Gerardo Reyes, Wilmer Rios, and Cesar Vargas. There's only one guy I have a question about with all this, and that's actually Randy Rosarina, because I thought he was from Cuba.
Yeah, I did too.
So it's interesting that he's going to be with Mexico instead of Cuba.
It's got to be a family thing. I don't know.
Well, yeah, I mean, like we said, you can go back 50 generations and still be eligible.
Yeah.
I would have thought that Team Cuba would have actively recruited him to their team instead of letting him go to Mexico.
You'd think. I don't know. It's interesting.
Yeah, I don't know.
Let's go to Colombia. Colombia's position players consist of Jorge Alfaro, Elias Diaz, Mabrice Viloria, and Gustavo Campero. Those are all catchers, and they're all in major league systems. That's 4. That's a lot. Yeah. Then they will be sporting an infield of Gio Urshela, Dayan Frias, Evan Mendoza, Fabian Pertuz, and Jordan Diaz. Those are all big league system guys. The 2 infielders that are not are Adrian Sanchez and Donovan Solano. Of the outfield, they are carrying only 4 outfielders, and one of them is not in a big league system. Harold Ramirez, Oscar Mercado, and Tito Polo are all in the big league systems, but Jesus Mariaga is not. Moving down to Colombia.
For the record, just for anybody watching or listening, that is Tito Polo with 1 L. That was not Brig being a gringo. That is 1 L. It's not Pollo. It is Polo.
Thanks, dude. Yeah.
For the record, I just wanted to let everybody know that
you're the man.
Yeah, that was not you being El Polo Loco like people do.
Oh, okay. Watch me butcher something else now. Thanks. All right. Pitchers in the big league systems right now: Jose Quintana, there I go. Quintana, Julio Teheran, Nabil, Chris Matt. I'm sorry, this is terrible. River San Martin, Taylor Guerrero, Tehran Guerrero, Luis de Avila, Guillermo Zuniga, Ruben Galindo, Santiago Flores. Those are all in big league systems. And then they got a bunch of guys who aren't.
There you go. Maybe that's how we need to do this from now on.
Let's do it that way.
It's going to take a long time. Great Britain, this one's fascinating to me. Harry Ford with the Mariners is going to be there as a catcher. But they've also got Jamie Ritchie. Those 2 are big leaguers. The other big leaguers that Great Britain has is Trace Thompson, Chavez Young, and Matt Koperniak.
And Lucius Fox at shortstop.
Oh, yeah, Lucius Fox as well. Pitching, pretty sparse as well. They've got Cameron Opp, Graham Spraker, Ian Gabout, Malik Binns, and Tanaj Thomas. Just a few guys. Great Britain, this is their first bid. This is their first time in the WBC. So
yeah,
I don't think they're going to be spoilers, but they're representing. So that's good for them.
Yeah, we're just glad they're there, honestly.
And I'm sure they're just happy to be there.
Okay, that's Pool C. Pool D. Oh man, this is okay. Get ready for this.
Yeah.
This is the Dominican Republic's team. All right, check it out. Gary Sanchez, but not the one you're thinking of. It will be catching.
It is the Gary Sanchez you're thinking
I
of.
know.
It's just that he's
I'm
still a
teasing.
free agent.
I know, teasing you. He's just not in playing big league baseball right now because he's Gary Sanchez. Okay. I love that. I love it so much. All right, Gary Sanchez, Francisco Mejia, Vladimir Guerrero Jr., Wander Franco, Gene Segura, Jeremy Pena. Oh man, Jeremy Pena. Willie Adames, Manny Machado, Rafael Devers, Robinson Cano.
Don't you know?
Yeah, Teoscar Hernandez, Eloy Jimenez, Ketel Marte, Julio Rodriguez, Juan Soto, and Nelson Cruz are all position players
Loaded.
for the Dominicans team. Okay, the team in the Dominican Republic. It's absolutely amazing. In addition to that, every single one of their pitchers is in a big league system. Okay, and check this out: Sandy Alcantara, Christian Javier, Johnny Cueto, Ronzi Contreras, Brian Abreu, Diego Castillo, Rafael Montero, Hector Neris, Gregory Soto, Genesis Cabrera. Wow. Enyel de los Santos, Ronel Blanco, Camilo Doval, Carlos Estevez, Harlan Garcia, Luis Garcia, Yimi Garcia. We're going to call him Joel. Joel or Joel Payamps and Cesar Valdez are all.
It's not even fair.
It's not even fair
for anybody else. Like, it's a good thing that Puerto Rico is in Pool D, or it would not even. That is a cheat code. That's a fantasy baseball team.
Well, yeah, and Venezuela's there too. So, aren't they? Aren't Venezuela in the same league?
I don't think it's the same level as the Dominican. Like Puerto Rico, let's go through Puerto Rico. Like, it's pretty close because they got Christian Vasquez, Martin Maldonado, MJ Melendez, Jose Miranda, Javi Baez, Francisco Lindor, Enrique or Kike Hernandez, Vimael Machine, Emmanuel Rivera, Edwin Diaz.
Whoa.
Not the one with the Mets in this case.
Right.
He will be there. Neftali Soto, Eddie Rosario, Henry Ramos, and Nelson Velasquez. Every one of those guys is a big leaguer. Yeah. And then going over to the pitching side, Jose Barrios, Marcos Stroman, Jose De Leon, Luis Quinones, Jonathan Bermudez, Edwin Diaz. There you go.
There he is.
Diaz. Alexis Diaz, Jorge Lopez, Emilio Pagan, Giovanni Moran, Yaxel Rios, Alex Claudio, Derek Rodriguez, Dominic Hamel, Dwayne Underwood Jr., Fernandez Cruz, Nicholas Padilla. Those are all big leaguers. Like, Puerto Rico is like a good team, right? Because they got a bunch of big leaguers, but it's not like, I don't feel like it's a fantasy team like Dominican is.
No, okay, I got to say something about this. Javi Baez is the only second baseman on the designated second baseman for this team. Okay, there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 other position players, but because Francisco Lindor is there, Javi Baez is on the second. He's listed as their second baseman. What I think is going to be really interesting is to see if this does something to reignite Javi Baez, because last time there was a World Baseball Classic, dude was electric, literally a highlight reel from start to finish. So if I hope that's what this does to Javi Baez, is this reignites something in him and we get old school Javi Baez and he becomes old school Javi Baez again, because that's the Javi Baez I need.
I think that's the Javi Baez we all need.
Yeah.
And who knows, maybe he plays second base in March and they're like, the Tigers are like, oh, this might be what we need.
Yeah. Could be amazing. Okay. I'm going to move on to Venezuela. Okay. Salvi Perez, catcher. Omar Narvaez, catcher. Robinson Chirinos, catcher. The rest of the position players are Luis Arias, Jose Altuve, Gleyber Torres, Andres Jimenez, Eugenio Suarez, Eduardo Escobar, Luis Rengifo, Miguel Rojas, Ronald Acuna Jr., who no longer loafs, and Anthony Santander, David Peralta, and Miggy Cabrera as the designated hitter.
I do have to correct you on one of those. Hey, you, hey! Genio or Geno Suarez.
Thank you.
Yes.
All right.
Very
Their
excited.
pitchers. I'm just going to go through the big leaguers because it's all but two. Luis Garcia, Pablo Lopez, Jesus Luzardo, Eduardo Rodriguez, Herman Marquez, Martin Perez, Ranger Suarez, Jose Alvarado, Brusdar Graterol, Jose Quijada, Silvino Bracho, Carlos Hernandez, Darwinzon Hernandez. That is a real name. Eliezer Hernandez, Andres Machado, Jose Ruiz, Max Castillo, Angel Zerpa, Andres, Bracino. I'm going to say Bracino. N. Manuel. Yeah, N.
Yeah, you're
Manuel
right.
de Jesus. Thanks. Jonathan Diaz. Thanks so much. Norwith Gudino, maybe. Those are all big leaguers or on big league systems.
Yeah. Venezuela does have a pretty good team. They're not.
Yeah.
I don't feel like they're as deep. That catching core is pretty deep though. Like that's pretty good.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Yeah, but
I'm not worried
no.
about anything. Some of their pitching is going to be interesting, but Martin Perez is there, Ranger Suarez is there. Luis Garcia. Whoa, Luis Garcia. Holy crap.
Yeah, I know. He's a problem.
Anyway, he's a problem.
Yeah, but yeah, they'll have really good pitching. Israel, kind of an interesting roster. They have quite a few big leaguers, more than what you might think, but their requirements are a little bit different. Garrett Stubbs, Matt Mervis is an infielder. Garrett Stubbs, is a catcher with the Phillies. And other infielders, you've got Spencer Horwitz, Noah Mendlinger, Zach Geloff. And then your outfielder, surprise, Jock Peterson.
Jock Peterson.
I'm glad that he's getting into the World Baseball Classic. Good for him.
Totally. That's how I feel.
Yeah.
With the pearls.
And then pitchers, I hope he has pearls. Oh, I see what you did there.
Yeah, thanks.
Took me a second to register because he said at the same time I didn't hear it. But
sorry.
Anyway, yeah, that's good though. I like it. Very good. Pitchers,
genuinely happy for him.
Dean Kramer, Richard Blair, Adam Kolarek, Jake Fishman, Robert Stock, Jake Kalish, Andrew Gross, Evan Kravitz, Jacob Steinmetz, Jake Bird, Josh Wolf, and Zachary Weiss are your big leaguers on the Israel pitching staff.
Okay, I'm going to move on to Nicaragua, and let's just talk about big leaguers. Of all the position players, Steve Layton,
only guy,
is an infielder. He's your guy who's in a big league system. The rest of the position players for Nicaragua are not. There are also three pitchers who are in big league systems who are going to be representing Nicaragua. That is Jonathan Loaizaga, Erasmo Ramirez, and Rodney Theophile. I said that. That's it.
Yeah. Kind of a second thought. Really, definitely a second or third tier team. You don't think of necessarily as Nicaragua as like a pipeline country like Venezuela or obviously the Dominican Republic. But
yeah,
I don't know. Maybe they'll show up and do something. It'll be interesting to watch.
You want to jump over to Pool A? And
I am on Pool A. I'm ready to go with the Netherlands. Are you ready for this, Brig? Because the Netherlands is a sneaky baseball country. I'll tell you that right now. However, they do only have that might be part of it, but I mean the Netherlands actually has a professional baseball league, so there's that.
Totally, they do.
So and that's kind of what I mean. But no, most of these guys are pretty sharp in Curacao though. There's 5 big leaguers. You got Chadwick Trump, Jonathan Scope, Xander Bogaerts, Josh Palacios, and Richie Palacios. Surprise! Xander Bogaerts playing for the Netherlands.
Surprise. Yeah, right.
And no pitchers, no big league pitchers on that staff.
Moving on to Cuba. This is so interesting to me.
Yes.
So Cuba is boasting 3 of their position players, and that's it, who are in big league systems. Yon Moncada, Andy Ibanez, and Luis Robert. That's it. 2 White Sox and a Detroit Tiger.
Is that Ibanez? Andy Ibanez?
Oh, Ibanez. Thanks. Did I say
it didn't have? It doesn't. Yeah, crazy? It doesn't have the Enya, so I could see that. But I think
Ibanez. What did I say? I don't know.
I don't know. It's not. He's not a guitar. I'll tell you that. So he's not. It's not Ibanez.
That says you. Okay. He plays third base like a guitar. I don't know. That's a weird analogy. Okay. I don't even know what that means.
It's supposed to mean
That
something
should-
to me.
Put that on a T-shirt. He plays third base like a guitar.
I like that. Let's do it. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Pitchers pitching for Cuba that are big league system guys. Ronald Bolanos Cotto. Wow. Why do they all have so many names? Ronis Elias Lelibre
The Spanish
and
thing,
Miguel Romero. What did you say?
I said it's a Spanish thing. The three names.
Well, apparently it's a Cuban thing because none of them have done it until now.
Well,
But
I
look at
think
this.
it's more common with guys who have not necessarily left Cuba.
That makes sense.
Because I know it's common in Mexico and Spain and then like other Latin countries. Though it's the
Yeah,
same
but some
thing.
of
It has
these
to do
guys
with like
have
the
four
mom's
names.
last name and stuff like that. Yeah. I don't know exactly how it works, but I know it has something to do with
Interesting.
like your dad's last name, your mom's last name.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
Anyway, Italy, another sneaky baseball country. Did I say stinky or sneaky?
You said stinky, but we knew what you meant.
It's the congestion coming through late at night.
Yeah, it is.
It's a sneaky baseball country. I don't know. Maybe they stink. I don't know. We'll see. So position players on big league rosters: Vito Frischia, Dominic Moraglio, and Brett Sullivan. They're carrying 4 catchers.
Yeah,
It really is. That's strange to me. But maybe one of those guys is a utility player.
they're
And then-
probably Tito Francona's teams.
Yeah, there you go.
They're watching Tito. They're like, we need another catcher. Always. Just always.
Just in case. You never know.
His name's
Vinny-
Francona. He knows what he's doing.
Vinny Pascantino, and then Miles Mastrobuoni, David Fletcher, Nicky Lopez, Ben DeLuzio, Dominic Fletcher, and Sal Frelick. I would expect a guy named Sal to be on Italy's team.
It's a good one.
And your only pitchers, Matt Festa. You're going to get some of this, Brig. You're going to get this
Oh, yeah.
from Matt Festa when he pitches. That's what he does.
Does he really?
Yeah, when he closes out a game, it's this. Yeah, so good.
That's awesome.
And Andre Palante. Those are the only 2 big league pitchers.
Yeah, and for those of you listening, he did say it correctly. It's not Payante, okay? It's 2 L's. It's Palante.
I played enough Assassin's Creed that I know a little bit of Spain. I know a little bit of Italy, Brig. Or Italy, I know a little bit of Italian.
He knows a
sip
little
on
bit of
this.
Ity. He can
I
speak
do
a
know a
little
little
Italy. if he
I
needs
know a
to.
little bit of Italy. I know a little bit of Italian.
Get the cannoli. Leave the gun.
Playing-
Take the cannoli.
Playing enough video games, you'll pick up on these things, Brig.
All right, Panama. Ivan Herrera is a catcher in the Cardinals system. He'll be the only catcher on the club. They're carrying, or on the team, they're carrying 4 catchers, but he's the only one in a big league system. Christian Betancourt. They say Bethencourt, don't they?
do
But
say
it should be
Bethencourt. It should be.
it should be
Bethencourt.
Betancourt in my mind. I don't know why.
I know.
Jose Caballero, 2 L's, nailed it.
Good job.
Jonathan Arauz or however you say that. LJ Jones with the win on the abbreviated name. Okay, that's it for big league system guys in the position for players for Panama. Pitchers, we've got Jaime Barria, Humberto Mejia, Paulo Espino, Justin Lawrence, Alberto Baldonado, Carlos Luna, Enrique Burgos, James Gonzalez, Javi Guerrera, and Wilfredo Perea.
I do think it's funny among all those names, you have a Justin Lawrence.
Yep. That's fabulous.
One of the Lawrence brothers pitching for Panama.
So good.
Okay, real quick. Chinese Taipei has 0 big leaguers playing on their roster. And I honestly don't know enough about Chinese baseball to tell you anybody to watch out for.
Same.
I wouldn't say that this is the team in this pool to look out for. Instead, we're going to head down to Pool D, and we're going to look at. Oh yeah, you're right. It's getting late, Brig, and I don't even know how late it is for you. But Pool B, we got Japan.
Yeah,
big leaguers on this team. Obviously, Godzilla himself, Shohei Ohtani.
Right.
Seiya
as
Suzuki.
the DH.
Yes, but he's also listed as a pitcher.
Yeah.
So we got Shohei Ohtani, Seiya Suzuki, Lars Nootbaar, and Matsuzaka Yoshida, who has just been added to the Red Sox this year. So those are your big leaguers on the Japanese roster. Then, in addition to Shohei Ohtani as the pitchers, you've got Yu Darvish, who just signed a 6-year deal. Sneaking some current events in there for you.
Unbelievable deal for him.
Big time.
After we thought he had fallen off the face of the earth when he left. So anyway, South Korea. The little KBO action here. You got Tommy Edman, Ha-Sung Kim, super duh. They have 3 shortstops, which is notable and baffling.
And only 1 second baseman. Somebody's going to move over. I bet
they've got 1 first base, 1 second base, 1 third base, and 3 shortstops and 2 catchers. Maybe they know something we don't.
So something interesting is that G-Man was going to play for G-Man Choi was going to play for South Korea, but he got pulled. I can't remember if it was the Pirates or if he decided to pull out on that. I'm not sure, but
I don't know. I feel like it was the Pirates.
I think it was.
Why don't you? So there's none of the pitchers for Korea's baseball team are in the big league systems. I'm gonna look up G-Man Choi while you're at it.
Okay, and we're in the same situation with because next we have Australia, no big leaguers, no big league pitchers. Czech Republic, no big leaguers anywhere on that roster. Nobody we know anything about for those guys. China, no big leaguers at all. So Japan is going to take Pool B.
Oh yeah,
big time. So I'm 99.9% certain it's going to be Japan and Korea and South Korea coming out of Pool B, and maybe I'll put the money on that. I don't know. We'll see.
You should. For those of you wanting to know, G-Man Choi was pulled by the Pirates due to a medical objection.
Fascinating.
And he is not happy.
Oh, really? Is that what they said?
No, he is quoted as being deeply hurt by the team's decision to submit a medical objection that keeps him off Korea's roster for the WBC. The restriction for Choi came after he underwent surgery on his right elbow to remove, quote, loose bodies that affected his on-field abilities last season. So he says he was healthy enough to take batting practice recently. I'm extremely disappointed and deeply hurt because I was building up nicely for the national team training camp in the middle of this month in the first round of the WBC. He says, regardless of sports, I think every athlete dreams of wearing the national team flag on their chest and representing their country. And I think he's right.
Yeah, that's what you've heard from everybody who's wanted to play no matter what team to this point.
Yeah.
I'm
sad for him.
Yeah, that's a bummer. Big time. Well, for those of you who don't remember, the World Baseball Classic starts on Tuesday, March 7th. We're a little under a month away. It's getting here. It's going to be on top of us before we know it because spring training is going to start soon. Games will start. And like I said, next thing we know, we're doing the World Baseball Classic. It goes for 2 weeks. It will be over. The championship game will be in Miami Tuesday, March 21st. If you're down there, I suggest you go. By the by.
Oh, I agree.